I don't know if that will read backwards or not, but today's coffee is a Mayan coconut milk with an extra shot from Grouchy John's Coffee right here in Vegas. Very nice. But I digress. So I'm just writing this blog here. Let me do a quick recap. I got bored of writing all my guff. I was ranting and raging about internet security. If you've got this far in the blog, you've probably read some of it, or you skipped to the bottom, so you're watching this video. Talking about internet censorship, talking about our security on the web, and talking about giving us the freedom to read things without being tracked and traced on everything that we do. By default, everything you type into the browser is shared with your ISP. And how that happens is you have to talk to your ISP, your internet service provider, to look up that address that you type. So when you type in nicklitten.com, that brought you here, it sent that information to the ISP. Your ISP then looked up where does nicklitten.com live on its big DNS table, the domain name system, and it said it's an IP address 1234. Blah 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 blah, and sent you there. But that sneaky ISP most probably kept that information, and they build a log of every one of their users, what they're looking at, where they're going, what the date, time, how long they spent there, and they sell that information to advertisers. And that's why, based on your browsing history, you'll start seeing ads appearing for random products that you've looked at on various websites. I don't like that. I also don't like the fact that some ISPs and website browsers like Google and Bing will filter information that you can see. So I recommend switching to Open DNS. Why am I repeating everything I've already written? I'm going to shut up. Open DNS, pretty excellent for all the reasons that I've blathered about up there. I did a whole bunch of screenshots showing you exactly how to change it. So let's do it in real time. Let me click save on this so I don't lose all this waffle that I was spouting earlier. So we have two ways of doing it. We can go into our settings. So you go here on your settings. Oops, drag this to this screen. We can go into our network and internet. Here's my internet connection. I happen to be connected to my Wi-Fi, which is called Redcoats. Yours will be called whatever you like. We click on properties to have a look at our network connection, and here's the information about our network. You might have a hard-coded IP address. Most likely it's automatic. Automatic DHCP means take it from the your Wi-Fi router. And you'll have DNS settings here, which we click edit. Automatic again says go and get the DNS from your Wi-Fi router. Your Wi-Fi router in turn gets it from your cable modem or wherever, which is your ISP. And we can go in here manual, and we can set our IPv4 address or our IPv6 address based on those values that we've had in the main blog. I'm not going to bother typing them in because you can see them here. Here's the IPv6 addresses, and up here is the IPv4 addresses. If you hear some very, very strange noises going on outside, it's because I have a window cleaner cleaning this glass right now. Hello. It always happens when I'm recording. The other option that you've got, if you don't want to do the PC, is you can go and do at the router level itself. I like that solution much more, so let's do it. So I'm just going to leave my regular settings saying leave it automatic. Go and get it from the router that we're connected to. I can see that I've got my IP address that's been assigned to me. So let's go. My router happens to be on an address of 192.168.1.1. I use a Netgear Orbi router. Yours is probably 192.168.1.1 or 192.168.0.1. Yeah. Have a look on your router, it will tell you. I know my login. Always change your login password. That's something. So here I am on my router. So I'm just going to go and have a look at the internet connection. And this tells me all the information about how I'm connected to the net. And you'll notice here that it says get my IP address directly from the connection that I'm getting from my ISP. I leave that the same because my ISP assigns me an IP address. And then it says get the domain name server from the ISP. I don't want to do that. I'm going to put in my Open DNS addresses. So it's plumbed in here 68.105.28.11. I'm going to guess that's the DNS server addresses that Cox, my internet service provider, gave me. So let me go back to my blog. Let me go and grab these IPv4 addresses that I said to put in. So I'll make this clearer in the final published. Here's the first IP address that I'm going to put in. It's 205.67.222.222. So it's 205.67.222.222. And my secondary DNS address is 208.67.220.220. So I'm going to put in 208.67.220.220. So there's my two DNS server addresses. So I'm not changing this on my Windows setup. I'm changing this at browser level. Now if I apply this, here it is updating the Wi-Fi. I don't know if this is going to disconnect all my services that's connected to the Wi-Fi temporarily. And frankly, I don't care if those pesky kids get kicked out of one of their games for a second. So that's basically it. That's our browser setup. It has definitely dropped the internet because I've just heard my Google Play speaker go boom in the living room. And Google Play speaker is back. Bing! So I'm guessing behind the scenes, that little flick over was it switching into this new DNS server. That's it. Dead simple. Here I am running on Open DNS, and what Open DNS is doing for me is giving me access to all the websites, but they actually filter out obvious phishing websites, you know, the fake banking ones and the fake scams. It filters out some of the bad guys, but leaves all the information out there for you to go looking at. Big thumbs up, Open DNS. It's free. What have you got to lose? Try it on one of your PCs, change the settings just on 1P and have a little surf around, make sure you're happy with it. If you are happy with it, change it on your router. That's it. Simple as. Now, I just hope that this has helped somebody. I'm going to stop recording. Okay, cheers.